Today in Luther's Kitchen, we're making a Croque Monsieur, which is a French sandwich made with ham and cheese and a delectable cream sauce. So we're making a basic white cream sauce, which is a bechamel. And to start with, we're melting equal parts of butter and flour. So if you're making a little bit of sauce, you would start with a tablespoon of flour and a tablespoon of butter. You want to cook it so that the flour taste is gone and it starts to turn a little nutty and light brown, like light golden brown. Now we're going to add a little bit of salt and some freshly grated nutmeg. Once our roux mixture is ready, we are going to slowly pour in some milk, and we want to keep the fire at medium-high. We don't want the mixture to become too loose, so we're basically trying for a gravy mixture. And typically when you add the milk in, you may get a little bit of bubbling up from the butter, but make sure you just continue to stir or whisk vigorously so you don't get any lumps. To prepare the sandwich, I'm taking some softened butter and I am brushing only one side of the bread. And I'm using like a country loaf. Some people use sourdough, or you can use like a nice thick white bread slice. But I like to have a very hearty bread for this. So I'm brushing one side of each piece with butter. That's the side that's going to touch the pan. Look at how gorgeous that bechamel sauce looks. And it should, you can see if I use the spoon, it should kind of part. And it looks beautiful and there's no lumps. Yum, yum. Now we're ready to assemble the sandwich. So I want to get a fry pan ready, and I am heating it, and I'm using a nonstick pan. So I'm not putting any kind of grease or butter on because I already buttered the bread. So I'm going to put that bechamel sauce, that cream sauce, on the piece of the bread, the side that doesn't have butter. And to that, I'm going to add some shredded cheese. Now, traditionally for a Croque Monsieur, your fillings include ham and a Swiss cheese. So I'm using a mix of Swiss and Gruyere shredded from Trader Joe's and some Black Forest ham. And then we're just going to bring those together, and our fry pan should be hot at this point, so we want to lower it to medium-high and just watch it because you don't want the bread to burn. Once the bread starts to turn golden brown on one side, you want to carefully flip it over. You should also have your oven preheated. I failed to mention that. So I've got my oven on to 350 because I'm going to finish the sandwich in the oven. So once it's been toasted on one side, carefully flip it, and you can see the cheese is not quite melted. That's why it's important to put it in the toaster oven or your oven so you can finish melting the cheese. It only needs to be in the oven for about 5 to 10 minutes. Again, you just want the cheese to get melty, but the outside of the bread is super crunchy. You can also top the bread with cheese and you'll get a different look, which is this one. That one's got cheese on top before I put it in the oven. Or this is the one without cheese on top. But look at the sauce and cheese oozing out. Oh, so delicious. For this recipe and more, visit myclasscancook.com.